Python bugs are not syntax issues. They come from the misunderstanding of how Python works internally. And I know many people are still not aware about this specific fact. So today in this specific video, I will be talking about in detail the internal working of Python whenever you are using a assignment operation versus whenever you are doing operation of shallow copy and deep copy. Many people still think that if they are let's say in initiating any list, and then let's say they have a list 2 which is equals to list 1 which they have already initiated, they think that this assignment is simply copying the content of list 1 to list 2. Are you thinking the same? Write down in the comment section. If yes, then this thinking is completely wrong. In Python, we usually try to create the objects. I mean, your variables are not stored in the memory. So whatever value you have in the variables, that will be stored inside the memory as an object, and referencing comes into picture over here. So I will try to talk about in detail in this specific discussion that how internal memory looks like when you are doing a assignment operation in Python, how memory looks like when you are doing a shallow copy, and how memory looks like when you are doing a deep copy. This specific topic is very important for all those people who wants to crack interviews, because this is one of the very widely asked questions and many people fail to answer this question. Plus, if you are working in any real time project, again this specific knowledge is very helpful. I would say it's a foundational thing, but what I have observed, many people don't have clarity about this. So let's get started and let's deep diving into it. Please make sure once you listen the entire session, you will write in the comment section that what understanding you have gained and whether now you have a clarity between the difference between these three things. Also, do let me know before watching this video, do you have that misconception or not? So with that, let's get started. Python internal working using the list specific data structure. So what I will do right now, if you remember in our previous discussions, we have discussed this several times, that when we talk about list is something which is a mutable data structure. What does that mean? It means that once you will define any list, you can do the changes in future as well. You can make the changes in the future as well. Yeah, it can be modified. That's the literal meaning of when we are saying that I have created a list, right? Now, over here, I will just try to showcase you a quick demo. For that, I'll open one collab file. And if you want, you can also open it. But for now, just focus on the screen, what I'm trying to showcase over here. Okay. So let's discuss the concepts using data structure in Python. So over here, if let's say I have a list 1, which is 1, 2, 3, and I will create list 2, and I will simply assign list 1 inside that. So if I will try to print the value of list 1 and the value of list 2, what do you think will be the output? See the code very carefully and let me know. What do you think will be the output on this? Can you write in the chat window? What does list 1 and list 2 will print to me? Exactly same thing, which is 1, 2, 3. And I hope that everybody knows that how the memory allocation internally is happening for the specific part. Over here, what we have done is we have used a simple assignment operator. So what will happen over here? In the memory, we know that this 1, 2, 3 is an object, and somehow this list 1 and this list 2 is pointing to the same object, right? And this is what we have already verified using the ID. So if I'll just say print ID of list 1 and print ID of list 2, we have observed that both of them are having a same ID, which clearly indicates over here that somehow they're pointing to the same object. We have a ID function, right? So we have understood the functionality of ID function in Python. So we have observed that this is a built-in function in Python, which helps us to return the unique identity of an object as an integer, right? We're continuing our story from there. So listen it very carefully. Irfan. Okay? Perfect. Now what we will do on top of it? I'm talking about another interesting concept now, which is a concept of copying in the list. When we talk about copying in the list, we have two interesting concepts. One we called as shallow copy. Another one is called as deep copy. And many people I have observed as a beginner are really confused between this assignment operator concept versus this copy concept. Over here, when I'm saying list 2 is equals to list 1, so are we doing any sort of copy over here? Are we doing any sort of copy over here? Now see, confusion is here, right? Few people are saying yes, few people are saying no. Just take a pause over here and think over it. Are we doing any copy over here? So actually, you will observe that it's not a copying thing. It's just a referencing thing which is happening internally. We are just, list 1 was referring this thing. Previously, what we have done via assignment is we have taken another new reference of list 2, which is pointing to the same object of 1, 2, 3. Just assigning. Now, what will happen when we are copying something? So that is where we have to understand the concept of, first of all, this shallow copy. Are we ready? Shall we start? Are we ready? Shall we start? Okay. To explain these concepts in an amazing manner, I will take a example of a nested list. Do you know what is the meaning of a nested list? Do you know what is the meaning of a nested list? Nested functions, nested list, it means that a list within a list. So if let's say you will be having a two-dimensional list, list 3, which is equals to, inside this you will be having 1, 2, and then you will be having 3, 4. So if I'll ask you how many number of dimensions we have in this list, so it's a two-dimensional list. How can we check this? You can just check the starting brackets and the ending brackets. So these are 2, right? तो ये क्या है? ये एक नेस्टेड लिस्ट है, क्योंकि इसके अंदर आपके पास एक लिस्ट है और लिस्ट के अंदर दूसरी लिस्ट है. Getting my point? So you have one outer list and inside that you have 2 inner lists available. All good? समझ में आ रहा है? क्लियर है? लिस्ट 3 कैसे काम कर रही है? तो लिस्ट 3 के अंदर क्या होगा? इसका अगर हम एक स्ट्रक्चर बनाने का कोशिश करें तो मेमोरी में कैसा स्ट्रक्चर बनेगा इसका? The structure will look something like this. So over here, we will be having one outer list, which is the main list, which contains the value as 1, 2, 3, 4. And under that, we will be having 2 inner list, which is 1, 2, and 3, 4. And this is something which is pointing out by list number 3. Do you guys agree with me? And because we have one bigger list, one outer list, and inside that we have 2 inner lists, which is this and this. That's why it is called as a nested list. Do you guys agree with me? Is this clear? All good? Now, listen it very carefully. If let's say, I want to access any element from this nested list. So if I will say list 3 of 0, what will happen? If I will say list 3 of 0, what will happen? So you have a bigger list where this is 0th index and this is first index in the outer layer. And then further you have the inner values 0, 1 and 0, 1. Do you guys agree with me? Index concepts will remain the same. So as soon as I will mention list 3 of 0, this is 0th index in the outer part. This is the first index. So obviously 1 comma 2 will be printed, right? So we will be able to get the output as 1 comma 2. Very good. Now, if I will say list 3 of 0 and inside this I will mention 1. So what will happen? List 3 of 0 is 1 comma 2. And further, I am saying inside that, check the inner part and give me the first index value. So it will be 2. So what is the output we will be able to get? 2. Is it clear? Is it clear? All good? Perfect. Just to check your knowledge, if I'll ask from you, what will be the output of this? Give me fatafat se answer. List 3 of 1 will be? List 3 of 1 will be? So it's very easy to understand. It's not difficult. You can imagine something like this. You have an outer layer of list in which you will be having just 2 indexes. First index contains another list 1 comma 2. Second index contains another list 3 comma 4. And if someone will deep dive into this inner list, again we have the further indexes. So when I'm saying list 3 of 1, so I'm talking about the outer layer first. So it will return to me the answer as 3 comma 4. If I'm further saying 1, so we know this is 0th index, this is first index. So further, what is the value? What is the value? 4. So if I will run this specific part, I will be able to get the answer as 4. How many of you will agree with me? How many of you will agree with me? Now, if I want to add any new element in a list, if I want to add any new elements in a list, I want to increase my list. So what I will do, we will be having a function called as append. We will be having a function called as append. And let's say in the append, I am saying, can you do one thing for me? Can you add 5 comma 6? So what will happen over here? Okay, before doing append, we will do one thing. We will create list 4 and we will say list 3. So what happens over here? Any guesses? Can I say in this internal memory, I have indirectly created one more reference, which is list 4? How many of you will agree with me? List 4. Reference is created because I have just used a simple assignment operator over here. Now listen very carefully. If I will try to print list 3 and if I will try to print list 4, what will be the output? It will be same 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Very good. Now let's say I will say append the list 4 with a new set of values, which is 5 comma 6. With the new set of values 5 comma 6. Okay. Now if I'll try to print list 3 and list 4, what do you think will be the output? So append function simply tries to add whatever elements you want to add at the end of the list. I have just added the changes in the list 4. So what will happen? Actually, because you have done changes in list 4, but the point is list 3 and list 4 is pointing to the same object. What will happen over here? What will happen over here in the outer layer? It gets changed to 1 comma 2, 3 comma 4, 5 comma 6. And in the inner layer, now we have three values, three list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So even though if I'm adding to list 4 is also pointing to this one, list 3 is also pointing to this one. So I will get the updated values as this one. All good? Okay, clear? But till so far, it's not copy. It's just a simple assignment thing that we are doing. Now, what will happen? Now, what will happen? Shall we move ahead? Shall we move ahead? All good? Now we are advancing our concept. When we talk about shallow copy, now listen to this concept very carefully. That's why I have built the entire story. Because this is a concept where many people are confused or they have a different misconception, right? So listen it very carefully. So we know now what is our list 3. We know now what is our list 4. Good. We know that. What I will do now? I will create one list 5. List 5. And what I will do? I will take list 4 dot copy. Now, if I will try to print the value of list 4 and the value of list 5, what do you think will be the output? Copy means I have just see the content available in list 4 and just copy to the list 5. So it ideally should have the same content. So what will be the output of list 4 and list 5 in this case? Same output. Very good. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now many people have a misconception that this and doing this, doing this is same. They think that assignment and this copy is same. In Python, no, it's different. Why it's different? If I will showcase you the ID of list 4 and if I'll showcase you the ID of list 5, are the references, are the IDs of the objects are same or different? Are they same or different? See this very carefully. They are different. So when you are copying the content to another list, it means that at that point of time, it is not pointing to the same object. It will create a separate memory location and store the values over there. First thing. First thing. I hope it should be clear. I hope it should be clear. Now, second thing. So when you create a shallow copy, what we have understood? What we have understood? Let's say we have a list 4. List 4 contains in the outer box in our internal memory the value as, this is the outer layer, as it's a nested list. So it contains a value as 1 comma 2, 3 comma 4, 5 comma 6. This is the outer layer. And then it has a three inner lists available: 1, 2, 3, having 1 comma 2, 3 comma 4, 5 comma 6. This is something which was pointed by list 4. But when you copy the content to list 5 by using dot copy function, it does a shallow copy. Shallow copy says that the outer content, outer value, outer box, the structure will remain the same. So over here, I will be having 3 inner list value. Structure will remain the same. But internally, whatever values I have same inner lists over here. Now, what does that mean? Listen it very carefully. So over here, this is list 5. This is list 5. So in a shallow copy, what is happening? Your inner list, what you have, is actually being shared between list 4 and list 5. But your outer list is separated, is different. What does that mean? I know many people have not understood it. I will give you one simple example. Okay, let's take one simple example. Let's say I'm doing one thing. List 5, 1, 0. Tell me currently what value I have in the list 5, 1, 0. So this is the list 5, 1, 0. So just first of all check what is the value of list 5 of 1. It will be 3 comma 4. Then go in the internal part, inner list part. What is the content you have in the 0th index? 3. Let's say you have changed it to 30, 30. So it means that you have changed this value of 3 to 30 because the list is mutable. Now, if I want to print what is the value I have for list 4 and what is the value I have for list 5, what will be the output? Any guesses? What will be the output? Any guesses? When I run this, I got the same output, not different. Because when you talk about internal value available in a list, this internal value, that's what I'm saying, this internal green value, this value is being shared. It means that this is referring to same object. Internal value is being shared. It is having a same inner list. So when you talk about any internal change in the value, when it will call the internal list, the value will get changed. So you will see the reflection in list 4 also and in list 5 also. So nested list has two things. One is the outer layer, the internal layer. Internal layer means I'm talking about individual values that I have in a given list. So when you make any change in the individual value, that will be impacted to both of the lists because internally these lists are shared in an internal part. But in the outer layer, if you will do something, for example, you will say list 5 dot append. You want to add a new list in the outer layer. What do you want to append? 7 comma 8. And now if you want to print what is list 4 and what is list 5, what do you think is the output? What do you think is the output? Now this is actually a addition of a new list, and this impact will happen in the outer layer. You are adding a new list. So what will happen is your list file will be appended, list 4 remain as it is. So over here you have to understand two interesting concepts. One is about a outer layer list. So if you will make any changes in the outer layer, they will be having a different memory location, so changes will happen because they have a different memory location. But when you do internal level changes of any value, in that case, what will happen? Both of the list will get impacted because internal values are being shared in both the lists. So what we have understood over here? We have understood two important points. The first point is outer list is new when you create a shallow copy. Your outer list is new, but your inner lists are shared. That's why when you make any change in the inner list, it will be impacted in both the list. When you make any change in the outer list, it will be impacted only to that specific list only. I hope it is clear to everyone. So this is what happens when we talk about shallow copy. Very important concept. This is very widely asked interview question. So I have tried my level best to explain in a very slow manner. मैं इसको एक बार हिंदी में कन्वर्ट करके फिर से एक्सप्लेन कर देती हूँ because few people are saying to explain it again. Listen it very carefully, and still if you won't get, please try to do your research at your end after the session and rewatch the video again and again to understand this in a better manner. मैंने बहुत आराम से और बहुत अच्छे एग्जाम्पल का एक्सप्लेन किया. आपको यूट्यूब पे या कहीं पे इतना स्ट्रक्चर्ड वे में नहीं मिलेगा इस तरीके से समझाया हुआ. तो थोड़ा सा और फोकस के साथ समझना. अगेन आई एम एक्सप्लेनिंग दिस इन हिंदी. ठीक है, क्या कर रहे हैं हम यहाँ पे? मैंने क्या बोला? मैंने आपको कॉन्सेप्ट बताया नेस्टेड लिस्ट का. जब हम नेस्टेड लिस्ट की बात करते हैं तो हमारे पास दो लेयर्स हो जाती हैं. एक होता है आउटर लेवल पे हमारे पास लिस्ट होती है जो कि मेन लिस्ट होगी, और उसके अंदर हमारे पास एक इनर लिस्ट होती है जिसमें सारे एलिमेंट्स अवेलेबल होते हैं. जब मैं शैलो कॉपी की बात करती हूं तो मैंने क्या बोला? जैसे ही हम शैलो कॉपी करेंगे तो शैलो कॉपी करते हुए आपकी आउटर लिस्ट तो नहीं क्रिएट होगी, आपकी आउटर लिस्ट तो नहीं क्रिएट होगी, पर जो इनर लिस्ट होगी ना, जो इनर लिस्ट होगी वो शेयर्ड होगी. इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि जैसे मान लो आपके पास एक लिस्ट 1 है. लिस्ट 1 में आपके पास वैल्यू है 1,2, 3,4. तो यहां पे क्या हुआ? यहां पे सिंपल सा काम ये हुआ कि आपकी मेमोरी के अंदर इंटरनली इसके दो लेयर्स बनेंगे. एक आउटर लेयर होगा, लेट्स से ये आउटर लेयर है जिसमें मेरे पास दो ये फुल्ली एक ब्रैकेट के अंदर सारी वैल्यूज अवेलेबल है, और उसके बाद फर्दर एक इनर लेयर है जिसमें दो लिस्ट मेरे पास अवेलेबल है. अब इसे मैं बोल रही हूं ये आउटर और इसे मैं बोल रही हूं इनर. तो जब आप किसी इंडिविजुअल एलिमेंट पे खेलते हो तो आपको हमेशा उस इनर वैल्यू के पास जाना पड़ता है ना. जैसे अगर मैं आपको बोलूं आउटर लेयर पे आपकी इंडेक्सिंग क्या होगी? 0 या 1, बट उसके अंदर भी इंडेक्सिंग होगी 0, 1 और 0, 1. तो अगर मैं आपको बोलती हूं कि बताओ लिस्ट 1, 1, 1 क्या होगा, तो आप पहले आउटर लेयर के पास जाते हो. लिस्ट 1 1 क्या है? 3,4 है. फिर आप उसके अंदर वन लेवल पे जाते हो जो कि आपको मिलता है 4 है. ऐसे ही करते हो आप. अब मैंने क्या कहा? मैंने ये कहा कि जब आप शैलो कॉपी कर रहे हो ना, तो अगर आपकी चेंजेस लिमिटेड है आउटर लेयर पे, पहली वाली ब्रैकेट तक सीमित है, तो जो चेंजेस आप करोगे वो रिफ्लेक्ट होंगे सिर्फ लिस्ट के अंदर जिसमें आप चेंजेस कर रहे हो, क्योंकि वो लिस्ट तो नहीं क्रिएट हो रही है. लेकिन अगर आप कुछ चेंजेस ऐसे कर रहे हो जो कि इंटरनली जा रहे हैं, इंटरनल लेवल पे आ रहे हैं, जहां पे आप 4 को 40 कर रहे हो, 4 को 3 कर रहे हो, 3 को 2 कर रहे हो, तो वहां पर क्योंकि वो इंटरनल वाली लिस्ट, जो ये वाली जो लिस्ट है ये शेयर कर रहे हो आप दूसरी लिस्ट के साथ कॉपी करते हुए, तो वो चेंजेस दोनों लिस्ट में रिफ्लेक्ट होंगे. यही सिंपल सी बात मैंने यहां पे एक्सप्लेन की है. ठीक है, तो यहां पे हमारे पास लिस्ट 1 है. अब आपने कहा लिस्ट 2 इज इक्वल टू list1.copy। तो अब यहां पे क्या हुआ, यहां पे हुआ ये कि जो पूरा के पूरा स्ट्रक्चर था ना, ये पूरा के पूरा स्ट्रक्चर जो था ये तो कॉपी हो गया, लेकिन आउटर वाली लेयर पे जो वैल्यूज थी वो कॉपी नहीं हुई। स्ट्रक्चर कॉपी हुआ पर कंटेंट कॉपी नहीं हुआ। उसने बोला ठीक है, ऊपर वाले में दो सब लिस्ट अवेलेबल थी, मैंने उसको एज इट इज स्ट्रक्चर कॉपी कर लिया एस्ट्रिक सिंबल से। लेकिन जो इंटरनल वाला जो वैल्यूज थी ना, ये वही सेम वैल्यूज हैं और ये वैल्यूज शेयर हो रही हैं। शेयर होने का मतलब है, शेयर होने का मतलब है कि अगर आप यहां पे चेंज करोगे तो यहां भी रिफ्लेक्ट करेगा, अगर आप यहां पे चेंज करोगे तो यहां भी रिफ्लेक्ट करेगा एंड सो ऑन। शेयर का मतलब ही होता है, मतलब कि इनर लिस्ट आपकी नई क्रिएट नहीं हुई है, इनर लिस्ट तो वही की वही है, बस वो शेयरिंग चल रही है। ऑब्जेक्ट सेम ही है, ऑब्जेक्ट सेम ही है, जैसे हम असाइनमेंट में कर रहे थे, ऑब्जेक्ट सेम ही है। तो आप अगर 3 को चेंज करोगे, 4 को चेंज करोगे, 2 को चेंज करोगे, 1 को चेंज करोगे तो रिफ्लेक्ट दोनों में होगा। लेकिन अगर आप आउटर लिस्ट में एक और सब लिस्ट को ऐड कर देते हो या हटा देते हो तो वो तो नहीं है ना, दिस इज न्यू, this is new, this is not shared, this is new, this is new reference, this is new object altogether, this is taking a new memory space। तो यहां पे अगर आपने कुछ भी चेंज किया लिस्ट 2 के अंदर, आपने एक और सब लिस्ट को ऐड कर दिया, तो उस स्पेसिफिक केस में लिस्ट 1 पे उसका कोई इंपैक्ट नहीं पड़ेगा। तो यहां पे यही हुआ, यहां पे जैसे ही मैंने लिस्ट 510 किया तो मैं इंटरनल वैल्यू पे चली गई। तो मैंने जब इंटरनल वैल्यू में चेंज किया, 3 को 30 कर दिया, तो दोनों में इंपैक्ट पड़ा, क्योंकि दोनों की दोनों लिस्ट 4 लिस्ट 5 में इनर लिस्ट तो शेयर थी, तो यहां पे 30 दोनों में रिफ्लेक्ट हुआ। पर जैसे ही मैंने लिस्ट 5 के अंदर एक और सब लिस्ट को अपेंड किया, तो ये तो आउटर लिस्ट का पार्ट है, आउटर लिस्ट तो शेयर है ही नहीं, वो तो नया था। तो यहां पे लिस्ट 2 के अंदर तो चेंजेस हुए, लिस्ट 4 के अंदर कुछ चेंजेस नहीं हुए। आई होप इट इज क्लियर नाउ टू एवरीवन। समझ में आया क्या हो रहा है यहां पे? और ये चीज आपको तभी समझ में आएगी जब आप नेस्टेड लिस्ट की तरफ जाओगे। सिंपल लिस्ट के अंदर तो ये कॉन्सेप्ट लगेगा ही नहीं, क्योंकि उसमें तो हमारे पास एक ही आउटर लेयर होती है, क्योंकि एक ही आउटर लेयर है तो एक ही लेयर कॉपी होगी, कुछ भी चेंज करोगे तो वो रिफ्लेक्ट होगा लिस्ट 2 में, लिस्ट 1 में नहीं होगा। तो दैट्स अ सेम थिंग। तो इसीलिए आई हैव ट्राइड टू कम अप विद द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ अ नेस्टेड लिस्ट ओवर हियर। Still, if a bit of doubt, you have to spend your own time on top of it। सब कुछ तो लाइव में नहीं समझ में आएगा, पर अगर आपको 90% समझ में आ गया तो 10% अगर आप थोड़ा सा भी अब इसके बाद सेशन के बाद रिसर्च करोगे, सेल्फ स्टडी करोगे, तो बहुत क्लियरली समझ में आ जाएगा कि व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू कन्वे ओवर हियर। राइट, राइट। What if we remove the internal sublist? Then it will be affected to both. Again, अगर आप इंटरनल सबलिस्ट को रिमूव कर रहे हो, जैसे मान लो यहां पे आपके पास 30,4 वाली जो सबलिस्ट है, इसको आप रिमूव कर रहे हो लिस्ट 5 के अंदर, लिस्ट 5 डॉट रिमूव, और इसके अंदर लेट्स से कि आप ये बोल रहे हो कि रिमूव कर दो 30,4। ठीक है, लिस्ट 5 में आपने किया। अब मुझे एक बात बताओ, इज दिस अ आउटर लेवल चेंज और इंटरनल लेवल चेंज? So if now you will try to print list 4 and then you will try to print list 5, what will happen? Any guesses? It's a outer level change, not a internal level change। देखो बहुत सिंपल है समझना, अगर आप एंटायरली सब लिस्ट के साथ प्ले करते हो तो ये आपकी सब लिस्ट जो है वो आउटर लेवल पे। बेसिकली जब आप किसी भी 2D लिस्ट में काम करते हो, 1 2 3 4 5 6, ये लेट से लिस्ट 1 है, तो अगर मैं आपको बोलती हूं लिस्ट 1 ऑफ 1, तो आपका आंसर क्या आता है? आपका आंसर क्या आता है? व्हाट इज द आउटपुट ओवर हियर? इट विल बी, इट विल बी लिस्ट वन ऑफ वन. अरे ये भी गलत बता रहे हो. लिस्ट वन ऑफ वन. कम ऑन गाइस, इट विल बी जीरो, दिस विल बी वन, दिस विल बी टू. सो इट विल बी 3,4. सो इट मीन्स कि जब भी आप एक मेन लिस्ट से सब लिस्ट को उठा रहे हो, कंप्लीटली सब लिस्ट को हटा रहे हो या फिर निकाल रहे हो, एक्सेस कर रहे हो या रिमूव कर रहे हो, सो इट्स अ प्ले ऑफ आउटर लेवल. लेकिन जैसे ही आप लिस्ट वन ऑफ वन पे जाते हो, तो आपकी वैल्यू क्या होती है? एक इंडिविजुअल वैल्यू आती है. तो ये आपका क्या है? ये आपका इंटरनल लेवल है. ये आपका एक नेस्टेड लिस्ट में इंटरनल लेवल है. तो अगर आप इंटरनल लेवल पे प्ले कर रहे हो, एक इंडिविजुअल वैल्यू में चेंजेस कर रहे हो, तो ऑब्वियसली वो वाली चीज दोनों में इंपैक्ट करेगी शैलो कॉपी के अंदर. अगर आप सब लिस्ट का प्ले कर रहे हो, उसमें ऐड कर रहे हो सब लिस्ट को या रिमूव कर रहे हो, तो आउटर लेवल में प्ले कर रहे हो, तो उस केस में वो इंपैक्ट नहीं करेगी, क्योंकि आउटर लेवल तो हमारा नया बना है शैलो कॉपी के अंदर. तो यहां पे आपने क्या बोला कि आप ना 30,4 को रिमूव कर दो, एक सब लिस्ट को रिमूव कर दो. आपने मेरे को एलिमेंट को रिमूव करने को नहीं बोला. अगर आप एलिमेंट को बोलते तो दोनों में इंपैक्ट करता. यहां पे आपने बोला सब लिस्ट को रिमूव करो, तो मैंने सब लिस्ट को रिमूव किया. सब लिस्ट तो आउटर लेवल का काम है ना. तो आउटर लेवल तो शेयर्ड नहीं है, वो एक नया बना हुआ है लिस्ट 5 के अंदर. तो यहां पे क्या हुआ? हमारे पास यहां पे तो रिमूव हुआ, बट यहां पे वो एज इट इज रह गया. आई होप इट इज नाउ क्लियर टू एवरीवन. ऑल गुड? ऑल गुड? Perfect. Now, to finish this specific discussion, we do have a concept of something called as a deep copy. अब deep copy क्या है? What this deep copy is all about? Deep copy बड़ा easy है समझना. क्यों easy है? Deep copy कहता है कि मैं आउटर और इंटरनल लेवल पे चेंजेस नहीं करता. अभी शैलो में बोला कि आउटर तो नया बनेगा, इनर जो है वो शेयर्ड होगा. डीप कॉपी कहता है कि मेरा आउटर भी नया होगा, सो माय आउटर लिस्ट इज ऑल्सो न्यू एंड माय इनर लिस्ट इज ऑल्सो न्यू. तो कोई प्रॉब्लम ही नहीं है, कोई कंफ्यूजन ही नहीं है. मतलब कि अगर आप डीप कॉपी करते हो and after that if you will try to make any changes in the new list which you have created, it won't impact at any point of time to the original list. It won't impact at any point of time to the original list. जैसे let me give you one simple example for this as well. Yeah, no change will be there. Now you will get inner level also new, outer level also new. What could be the best example of this? So maybe so first of all, in order to implement deep copy, we need to import a module called as copy. Inside this module we have a deep copy function which you will call. Okay, so let's say so what we have finally in the list 5, this one. Okay, so what we will do, we will do one thing. We will say list 6 is equal to copy dot deep copy of list 5. Now if you want to print what is the value in list 5 and what is the value in list 6, both are same? Both are same? Yes everyone? Both are same? Now over here, if let's say you are saying list 6 of 2 0, tell me what is the value? Tell me what is the value? List 6 of 2 0. Again check the outer layer first. List 6 of 2 is 7,8. Then check the inner level, value is 7. I want to make it 7070. Now what I have mentioned, outer list is also new, inner list is also new. You are making the changes in the list 6. If I will say what is the value in my list 5, and what is my value in the list 6, so it will only get impacted now to लिस्ट 6. लिस्ट 5 में जैसा था वो वैसा ही रहेगा क्योंकि हमारा ये डीप कॉपी हुआ है. सो इफ यू विल सी ओवर हियर, your list 5 will remain as it is, but in your list 6 the value of 7 gets changed to 70. Tell me, is this made sense to everyone? Is this made sense to everyone? It's a very important topic, and uh, in a lot many interviews people usually ask this question, but there are so many people who gets confused in this topic. I've tried my level best to explain you with the internal working of Python the three interesting concepts: assignment, deep, and shallow copy, and how they are different from each other. I hope it is clear to everyone.